I always want to break down with you guys. We should all be pushing to abolish billionaires. I just saw the story right before I got on there because I have a few stories I always want to break down. Maybe I can get to some stories that I missed yesterday. But also I want to talk about the COVID relief package and the COVID relief bill and why our ruling class has abandoned us. And I have a story here that should make everyone blood boil at the end of the day because I don't understand people who shill for capitalists. Hey, how you doing, Master Nelson? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for dropping by. You the first comment. You my homie. Once we get some people in this, I'm gonna announce a very fun project I'm gonna work on for my Twitch stream. I know I envy me. I'm glad you came in early this time, man. Welcome. Thank you for joining. We got plenty to rage at today, because that's what my channel's all about. We just rage here. We not one of those people that pretends everything's okay because we want to feel better about ourselves. I would love to be able to tell people like great solutions to problems and how things gonna be great at the end of the day. But how can I say that when I honestly don't believe it? Problems. Oh, I had to echo there for a second. So we got a few people in here, so let me dive into this story that should have everyone raging. Billionaires, every single billionaire that you know, every single billionaire that you know is a result of a policy failure. That's what billionaires are. Billionaires cannot exist without massive exploitation. Billionaires cannot exist without a massive shift of wealth from the working class to the ruling class. And capitalism is a failed system. He said, "Can you touch up on black homelessness today?" Not trying to change the topic, but you were gonna talk about it if you can. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna do the story uh on billionaires here, and then let's get into some black homelessness as well because I saw someone on Twitter. She getting ratioed to death because she was fantasizing about evicting people from them homes, and she was a black lady. I'm like, who do you think you're bragging about? Literally evicting our people. 31% of homeless population is black, despite us only being 13% of the population. But like I said, I'll get into that in a second. That's just another reason why capitalism is inherently a failed system, right? So what happens is capitalism, there's literally installed boom bust cycle. Like capitalism is such a failed system that they literally have a term to describe how dysfunctional it is. That's how uh, that's how broken capitalism is. And income inequality has increased drastically over the last few decades. We've seen a giant transfer of wealth from the bottom to the rich. That is as designed. Thank you for the follow, Inventory. I think I'm saying that right. You guys know how I am with names. Bud Communication, how you guys doing? I love how my chat are like homies. That's awesome. I'm gonna break down some stories from a populist perspective. So if you guys tune in, follow like my boy C Natty. Just did. I got my information on the side here. If you want to support me, I desperately need support. My goal is to grow my channel. I need to check my exact subscription numbers, but it's actually crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy how I had 22 subscribers beginning this month, and then we start this initiative this month to get me to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. And now we're at the ninth, and we almost at 75. So I'm gonna keep it going. Let's help me keep growing, help build our community because you guys are the OG. How you doing, Sidious? Thank you guys for joining, man. Like I'm like recognizing all you people now by your names and like I said, I don't need to be a giant like Twitch. I don't need to be like a sign or somebody like that. I just love to have a community where we can riff together and learn from each other. That's Bethany. How you doing? You spell your name similar to one of my mutuals on Twitter that I have a lot of respect for and I like. Are you her? Like I know that sounds weird to say. You like I don't know what you're talking about. But if you are her, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Bethany, thank you for joining the stream. Um, Billionaires are a result. Bethany is a lefty, maybe. Here, let me look in. Let me look on Twitter. I know how. Honestly, I got a lot of people that follow me, so this might could be another Bethany I'm considering. But if you're not the person I'm talking about, you're my homie now, right? Because this is like the second or third time I saw you on my stream. Anyone who watched my streams is a homie to me, right? Anyone who watched my stream is a homie to me. And you guys seeing that now that I'm actually going all in on Twitch, I'm recording or going live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern if I can do that. Like my brother works Monday through Friday, so I think I can do that every Monday through Friday around this time, so we can rage about some politics together. So feel free to tune every day around this time. Um, but this is why the economy is rigged because billionaires. I ran this story before. I'm gonna pull it again so you guys know I'm not making it up. There we go. Actually, boy, I got all these tabs saved up. Billionaires. There we go. Mm. Jeez, there's so many different reports. This is the one I reported on. I wanted to pull the same one I reported. So before I actually dive into like the real story I want to break down, check this out. Check this out. And you gotta understand, this happens every single time there's an economic collapse, right? Because our government is they work for the corporate class at the end of the day. They don't give a single fuck about us. People wonder why I am upset and why I rage all the time on my Twitter page. It's because I see our government bought and paid for by weapon defense contractors, U.S. billionaires. And what's the first thing that they did at the beginning of this pandemic? The first thing they did, and Nancy Pelosi was more than happy to work with Trump and Republicans on, was to bail out their billionaire friends, right? Bail out corporations, bail out their lobbyists. Like people always talk about the HEROES Act. Do you guys know that the HEROES Act had a bailout of the medical insurance industry, but it didn't expand Medicaid or provide health care to people who need it. But it provided bailout for medical insurance companies, the people who give all these campaign finance money to both Democrats and Republicans. Jim Clyburn, one of my favorite targets on this show, takes more big pharma money than anyone in the House or Senate. I think of the House, actually. It could be the House or Senate, but I know for a fact he takes the most out of the House. Now, combine that with the fact that black people suffer from medical debt at a much higher rate than the average person, than anyone else. I try to remember the exact number. I think it was 31%. But I think I just said that with home. I try to remember the exact number. Yeah, I think it is 31% of black people hold all the medical debt. Right? That's because Jim Clyburn worked for Ben Pharma. And when you see this, when you see U.S. billionaires gain almost $1 trillion in wealth since the beginning of the pandemic, that is by design. That is by design. Because our ruling class worked on behalf of these billionaires. Now, I didn't want this was not the main story I wanted to dive into because I already covered the story. This is the one that just came out today. New research shows pandemic profits of billionaires could fully fund $3,000, not 2,000, not 1,200, $3,000 in stimulus checks for every person in the U.S. And that just showed the profits that they made. And this is why people say this is the largest transfer of wealth in human history. Because once again, combine these stories. You have U.S. billionaires gain almost $1 trillion in wealth. Let me see if I can find another one just for the culture, just so you can have more than one source on this. Because I like to if you don't do this, I highly suggest you do it. Always read multiple sources. I mean, obviously that's what stories you care about, right? See, this is October 30th. Now this is that's a little bit older. So let me find. I'll try to see how much they added, how much money they actually gained. Cause I know the story originally said, oh shit, actually that is the real wealth one right here. Look, billionaires gain almost $1 trillion in wealth. You gotta realize that's October 20th. I'm trying to find the most recent one. Try to find the most recent one because this is October 20th. Is that the last study that was done on this? If you guys see any other stories about that, you guys are. I like my community because you guys are as smart as I am. To be honest, um, yeah, I think the 1 trillion number is the real one. I'm looking at multiple sources here. Okay, so with that said, billionaires grew their wealth by 1 trillion since the start of the pandemic. So this research says you can fully fund and give people not $1,200, not $2,000, but $3,000 in stimulus money. This is why we should abolish billionaires. Billionaires are a class of people that is only designed to siphon wealth away from communities. The billionaire and giant corporations, the only thing they do is they crush their competition, so they crush small business owners. The existence of billionaires is nothing but a dread on our society. And people who are advocating for capitalism, what do they say? Well, billionaires they may have an insane amount of wealth compared to the average person, but at least they do charity. At least they involved in charity work. They literally say stuff like this, thinking that's a reasonable explanation why we have billionaires and why that's okay under this capitalist system. And my response to that, we wouldn't need charity if we didn't have all these resources siphoned toward the billionaire class. And then where does that money go? That money goes to offshore tax havens. It goes into buying stock for their corporate conglomerates, right? Instead of taking this additional wealth that they gained and investing it into workers and creating if look at this headline, not only can you give $3,000 checks, I think another thing you can do is literally have hazard pay to the highest extent, like 2.5 times their wage. There's so many things you can do with these amount of resources that we have given to billionaires. For what? They gained $1 trillion. Meanwhile, 8 million, 9 million Americans ran into poverty. Looking at some comments here, I already see you guys leave some fire comments like you guys usually do. I understand people have a difficulty comprehending that amount of money, but maybe people shouldn't have incomprehensible amounts of money. Yeah. What's that? Where's that? There we go. I'm gonna find that at billionaire billion seconds. Because this is the best way you can really point out how ridiculous it is that billionaires exist. So, the human mind is not designed to comprehend certain amount of numbers. We may understand them. We understand what a billion is, right? We understand that. We understand what 5 is. We understand what negative 1,000 is. We understand what 10 to a trillion power is, right? You guys know what I'm saying, right? But we can't really contextualize it without stuff like this. This stat right here does a really great job contextualizing why having billionaires in our society is immoral. So 1 million seconds, so if you compare this to a millionaire, so this is right wingers, they will always say Bernie Sanders, he want to tackle income inequality, but he's a millionaire. Bernie's a millionaire. How can you try to fight capitalism and wealth inequality if you are a millionaire yourself? Because millionaires are not in the same tier. They're not even the same tier of existence of a billionaire. Not even the same tier. 1 million seconds is about 11 and a half days. Another example. Wait, this is not the one I was looking for. It didn't finish it. Because I remember they said 1 million seconds is 11 and a half days, but 1 billion seconds is 32 years. That's the one I'm looking for, but I don't think this one finished it. Let's read it. Let's dive into this one. There it is. So actually, this I like this. I like this source even better. This screen actually much better than what I was thinking about. Yeah, that's 11 and a half days. So I don't need to read the million part. Let's go into the billion one. I literally had it right. 1 billion seconds is 31 and a half. Look at that comparison. 31 and a half years and seconds and billions compared to 11 and a half days. 11 and a half days. Are you kidding me? Like people have no idea how broken our system is. Another stat I heard, I don't think it's on this page here. You guys know, like people, like especially white people, they always say shit like athletes are overpaid. They always say that shit because black people are making that money for the most part. Black people, um, soccer players that come from um, countries of color. I should say that way. I'm trying. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Countries of color like Brazil, Portugal. Um, these people are making an insane amount of money. Black people making insane amount of money, like LeBron James. I remember I heard. Yeah, thank you for Tubally. I think Tubally shared a TikTok in here. We can watch that. Um, but there's a stat I read. LeBron James, I think he get paid among the most in the NBA. I wonder if I can Google and find it real quick. Like he's among the most well-paid players in the NBA. They said if LeBron James, and I'm gonna repeat it first, now fact check myself because I think I remember it. If LeBron James, at his maximum contract, the most he ever made, played basketball for 500 years, for 500 years, he was still wouldn't make as much as Jeff Bezos made in 1 year. What? let me fact check that because I read that a while ago. I'm gonna just type in LeBron James, Jeff Bezos, see if I can find it. I don't remember where I read that source. LeBron James, Jeff Bezos, wealth comparison. Jeff Bezos makes more than $4 million an hour. Holy shit! Damn, I'm very sorry. I don't know if I can find that source for you guys. Damn, I think I saw it in a tweet. Cause someone was like, "Bro, LeBron had to play basketball for 500 years to make the amount of money Jeff Bezos made." But that's beside the point. Let's go back to the story. Cause I didn't even break down this story yet because I just saw this before I got on stream. Let's play the TikTok that Tuba D. Damn, I can't say your name. To the B shared. Okay, let's see. What is TikTok? I never on the site, so audio play. What is it? Oh, so this is someone talking about Bezos'
Of
money.
rice is equivalent to 100K, and 10 grains of rice would be then a million. Well, how much is a billion? So my Saturday night consisted of counting 10,000 grains of rice one by one, just to show you guys how much $1 billion is. Of course I filmed it, and of course I time-lapsed it, and this is playing at, I don't even know, God knows how fast it's playing at.
Wow.
But
Oh wait, wait,
so
wait,
now
wait, 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 wait. This guy did an amazing service for the left community by doing this, right? Because this seemed like it took a lot of time. And I don't know who this guy is on TikTok. I don't know if they get paid or anything. But this is a lot of time to invest in this research. So hats off to this guy for doing this.
I'm
Let's
proud
find
to
it.
present to you the results. That is $1 billion, where each grain of rice is worth 100K. Look how much rice this is,
Each one is
guys.
100K.
That's crazy. I just bought you like a Lamborghini right here, and I didn't even notice it was gone. Here's a $5 million house in California, and oh look, I still have all this money. If you guys like that content, please follow me. I drop a video on personal finance every day. Thanks.
What insane. Dude, that's probably my favorite comparison. Thank you to the B for sharing that. That's actually insane. Wow. Dude, I want my Twitter mutual to see that. So let's run that back one more time. Look. So I'm gonna advertise here for a second. Cause y'all know I'm trying to advertise. I'm trying to grow my channel. So if you're enjoying my stream so far, please follow, subscribe, help me grow. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the month. We started at 22. We were at 75 yesterday. So let's keep it going. So I'm gonna tweet this out for my followers so they can see it. So I'm gonna say we're breaking down how one person having over $1 billion is absurd. Then leave my Twitch. Leave my Twitch. And remember what we did yesterday for the people that I feel like we have quite a few people that were on the stream now that was here yesterday. We played a game where you guys will share me a story, and I'll kind of react to it on live time. So I had a lot of fun playing that game. So let's play it again. Let's play it again. Let's see. That's why I just read a message there. He said you should definitely advertise. I'm retweeting when you stream. Thank you guys. The reason why I say I got to advertise more is because I have 53,000 followers, and literally, I swear to God, every single time I jump on stream, and I know this is when I first started, people will be like, "Oh, shit, I didn't even know you stream, bro." Every single time, and then my friend literally tore into me like, "Bro, how you gonna do this without advertising?" I'm a socialist at heart, so I hate ads and all that kind of shit. So I literally sincerely apologize for you guys for the fact that I gotta cut these ads. But man, I gotta get started somewhere, right? So I almost want to hold up. Let me.
The scale of $1 billion
So for the people who just walk in the stream, let's see this again, just so
is really crazy.
We can really
so let's say 1 grain of
down.
rice is equivalent to 100K, and 10 grains of rice would be then 1 million. Well, how much is 1 billion? So my Saturday night.
Yeah, he said there should be 1,000 people in there. Maybe I will get there one day, man. You never know. You never know. I swear, stream at night get more viewers. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I'll need a studio so I can do my own goddamn thing because my house is not quiet at night. My house is not quiet at night, and I have this very specific time where I stream 3 p.m. Eastern because that's the time I know I can get like a lot of light in here, and my brother is at work, so it's literally that I'm literally struggling working class person who's trying to make it in this streaming business that takes a lot of resources to get into. So we got to build our way up. We'll get to 1,000 one day. But let's check this. Sorry, guys. I like to see this video like more than once. I gotta check out.
Consisted of counting 10,000 grains of rice one by one, just to show you guys how much $1 billion is. Of course, I filmed it, and of course, I time lapsed it. And this is playing at, I don't even know. God knows how fast it's playing at. But so now I'm proud to present to you the results. That is $1 billion, where each grain of rice is worth 100K.
Because this is actually incredible.
Look how much rice this is, guys. That's crazy. I just bought you like a Lamborghini right here, and I didn't even notice it was gone. Here's a $5 million house in California, and oh look, I still have all this money. If you guys like that content, please follow me. I drop a video on personal finance every day. Thanks.
Yeah, follow that guy. I'm not into TikTok. I literally never use. I'm a boomer at heart. It always takes me a long time to get in social media, but yeah, follow that guy. That's a very informative video. Now let's go back to this story. The story that should enrage literally everyone in the country. And this is the thing I don't understand. How do these headlines, like anyone who been following my stream and following my channel since I started this spring, you guys know I cover almost every single income inequality story that comes out. It's very easy to do. Just go Google, type income inequality, type in billionaire capitalism, sort by news. You're gonna find a ton of stories. How do these stories keep coming out and then people are still pro-capitalist? How can anyone be against a wealth tax after hearing this? How can anyone be against $3,000 check? Because I've gone further than a lot of other people are going. Because a lot of people are like, oh, we need monthly relief checks for the course of this pandemic. I'm like, fuck the course of this pandemic. We should have $2,000 checks every month as a UBI to every American person. Every American citizen should get that money, even if there's not a pandemic. Yes, I fucking said it. I fucking said it. Period. Like, Yang UBI didn't go far enough. Like, we are the richest country. So I'm going to get into the story, but I can't help but rant. You guys know much. You know how I fucking do it. We are the most richest country in the history of this earth. You guys realize that, right? The richest country in the history of this earth. Meanwhile, the quality of life of the average American is falling and have been falling for the last few years. We are falling behind on happiness ratings in other countries. We are falling behind on so many metrics, the quality of life, happiness, right? There are people back that used to live in the pre-technological days that report a higher level of happiness than we did. So if we are the strongest, richest country in the history of human history, We should have the highest quality of life, not only among all the countries right now. I mean, the highest quality of life that we ever seen before. Like we should be literally in a paradise with the amount of resources we have right now. But the ruling class took over all the resources, and we can do a whole history breakdown how this happened. But when I look at humanity, just like George Carlin said, I see nothing but squandered potential. Like when I read history, when I look at what could have been, I just see nothing but squandered potential, and that's why I get really upset and really mad about politics when I think about what could have been. Because when you see this and we see how much like we just played that video, how much $1 billion actually is with a wealth tax and proper policy, we could easily have a $2,000 a month UBI. That would stimulate the economy because people have spending money. People will be more likely to open businesses, right? Literally, studies show this. Like, it's not. What I'm saying is not going to tank the economy. Actually, it's the exact opposite. You give people money, increase quality of life. That's what we need to do, and we clearly have the resources to do this because you got to realize they can fund $3,000 stimulus checks, and this is just for the money that they made. Because look, they said American billionaires. Make sure let me put it back up here. American billionaires could pay for a major COVID relief bill and still not lose a dime of their pre-virus riches. Do you guys know what that? Do you guys see that? So they can still be wealthy and give everybody $3,000 a month. So you gotta understand. Like I got a lot of people who follow me on Twitter. I got a lot of people who watch my Twitch who are further to the left than me, and I love people who are further to the left than me. I would never in a million years understand people who cut the Overton window off at their left. They cut the Overton window off at their left. Well, so what do I mean by that? So I'm more of I call it like democratic socialist. I like to call myself a libertarian socialist. I'm not as far left as like communists and stuff like that. But I follow a lot of communists. I got a lot of great friends that are communists because I like to hear their opinion and their perspective, right? Because if you are a socialist and you hate communists, or if you hate tankies or whatever, what's the difference between what you do and what a liberal do? Because what a liberal do, if me being very generous, that's me. I say they center left, right? Liberals. That's me being very generous. So what liberals do, they cut the open window off at their left, meaning the center left. Me being very generous once again, and then they hate socialists and they hate communists. So if you're a socialist or you're a democratic socialist or you're a social democrat, and you hate socialists or communists or people to your left, you're no different than a liberal. No different from liberal, from the way I see it, right? So my point originally was, I don't even go as far left as other people in my circle go. Because if you implement the policies I want to see made, you can still have billionaires exist. Like Bernie's wealth tax still will leave billionaires in place. Because remember that grain of rice story we just laid out. When we did the grain of rice story, that was only 1 billion. Remember that. That's only 1 billion. Imagine 150, like Bezos. Imagine 100 billion. Imagine 5 billion. Remember the grain of rice story. So if anyone want to say we don't have the resources to do this, you are either deeply I'm blank on the word. Misinformed. You're either deeply misinformed or you're willful ignorant, a capitalist. You're a bootlegger. We have the resources. And that's why we say every single billionaire is a result of a policy failure. And someone brought up the comment that Joe Biden said. I want to show. I'm gonna just have the rice because I love the video. I thank you for sharing it so much, man. To the B, I think you want to post it. I just want to get to the rice part again. You can't fast forward on TikTok, but let me wait it out until you get to that part. Good day, comrades. Got a notification, but did not pay attention. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, James. Like our squad is here. I seen the squad. RV, IMV, James, Bethany. Like we got the squad here today. But look, oh damn. Let me pause it right when you get there. You go. I want to pause the video right here. They don't even show it really. That's $1 billion, and that's missing some rice grains. That's for KC. You say you deep south far left? I'm a country leftist. I mean, not country leftist, but I'm a corn leftist. Midwest all day, baby. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoying the stream. I appreciate the compliment. If you guys like this, please follow, subscribe, help me support my channel, help me grow. But look at this. That's $1 billion. This one right here, $1 billion. Imagine the rice of Jeff Bezos using this video, right? Let me see if I can find a better screenshot of that, right? Look, that's $1 billion. There you go. That's a better one. Now you can see a little bit. You can see a little bit more. That's a one. Oh, you said 100 bill. Okay, I thought 150 billion. That's my point stands. That's $1 billion that they're showing here. Bezos has 100 billion compared to the millionaires, right? I thought it was 150 billion. Who knows? Bezos' wealth fluctuates so much and it grows so much. Who knows what the exact number is? It's like even who say Jeff Bezos has a certain amount of net worth, you're not even 100% accurate because it's always changing every second. He made $4 million an hour, over $4 million an hour. Crazy. So once again, if you think my policy of having a $2,000 a month UBI and a wealth tax that will finance that is insane, explain to me how society is supposed to operate when we are funneling all our resources to a few motherfuckers. The original point of society was so we can pull our resources together to take care of it. Like we lived as barbarians, we lived as hunters and gatherers. We started forming societies. The reason why we form societies is so we can pool resources, and that way we can literally create a higher quality life for everyone. Capitalism tricked people and made them realize, or it made them think that the goal of a society is for us to hoard wealth for only a few amount of people. What benefit is this to our society? And as a libertarian socialist, this is what I'm saying. What benefit do you have when you have your policy, when you have your theory of running governments? What is the benefit that the American people will have? What is the benefit that your countrymen will have? Once again, I believe in Medicare for all. The reason why I believe in Medicare for all is very simple because it's a policy that justifies itself. When you have Medicare for all, you save money, you boost jobs, you boost wages, and you create better healthcare outcomes, and you save around 68,000 lives per year. That's a policy that justifies itself, right? Having a billionaire class doesn't justify itself because now we have skyrocketing income inequality, falling life expectancy. I have a hard time saying that. I ain't gonna lie. 1 out of 4 children live in poverty. And remember, while this stat is going on, this headline that we're reading off of, the new research, this happened while 8 million Americans fell into poverty. 8 million. And we still got to dive into the story. Let me get some of these. Sorry if I'm out in the comments, guys. Billionaires justify their wealth with innovation. That one, Phineas Massey. And they all know that's bullshit. Like some of the greatest innovations in humankind came from government-sponsored programs, and like the internet is directly responsible because of government funding. That the internet literally is a byproduct of socialism, not capitalism. And 90% of medical discoveries are financed by the government. Like, let me see if I can find that so I can fact check me. Because that one of the stories I read a while ago. Medical discoveries funded government. I remember all these. I just want to make sure since I'm showing one. Medical discovery news. I'm gonna have a really hard time finding the original story I had on that. It said half of medical research funded by federal government. Okay. Let's see, that's from 2008. So my point being, a lot of innovation come from literally government funded programs. A lot of great inventions and advancements in research come from government funded programs. Now, capitalists, they say if you open a free market, that will help solve all the problems. Meanwhile, look at what's going on right now. We have a COVID vaccine that's being financed through COVID relief bill and through taxpayer money. So our problem that we are going through right now, and how we are going to fix it with the COVID vaccine, is a direct result of socialism. And this is a point I made on my show plenty of time. COVID-19 and our failure to prepare for COVID-19 is a direct result of the failure of capitalism to prepare for a pandemic and handle a pandemic. In capitalism, there is no profit motive to make sure you stock up on equipment needed for a pandemic. That's why we rely on masks. That's why we rely on defibrillators. I can't say that word either. We would rely on medical equipment because there's no reason under capitalism why we will stockpile on that, right? Because there's not a profit motive to prepare for the worst. It's all about what money can I make right now, right? So the failures of handling this is the direct result of capitalism, because what we should have done is shut down on the businesses and then paid everyone to stay home so we can get rid of the virus that way. But according to capitalists, that's socialism. We can't do that because that's socialism. So instead, the capitalist philosophy is keep all the business open, freedom, just do whatever you want to fucking do. And then the results of that is now we have overrun hospitals, insane amount of medical costs that come on this year. So capitalism on itself, it costs way more money to deal with this pandemic, costs way more lives, and it lasts way longer using the mechanism of capitalism to fight the coronavirus, which we're not even using all capitalism. If you look at the methods we are using to fight the COVID crisis, the most effective things we've been doing is socialism, like the COVID relief checks. Like the COVID relief packages have funding that's allocated for COVID research for vaccines. This is like all the best that our government did in handling COVID-19 is socialism, right? Capitalism has only extended this problem and made it worse. Corporatists use Constitution and ignorance against us. Been going on for decades and continue to divide. And they don't use the Constitution right either. Because I quote the Constitution to hold our public officials accountable all the time, because I'm a strong supporter of the First Amendment, obviously. And I use that to challenge the same people. Imagine the same people that use the Constitution to attack us, they want to shut down the BDS protests. These are the same people who want to make it effectively illegal to protest. Republican legislators all across the country try to pass bills that make it effectively illegal to protest. So they are against protesting. They're against BDS. So they actually anti-First Amendment, despite what they want to tell you. They think being pro-First Amendment is them being able to say racist shit without getting in trouble. They want to be able to say nigger without getting fired. That's their idea of First Amendment. Where is the free speech First Amendment warriors when it comes to Julian Assange? All the people I see line up on behalf of Julian Assange is the far left, like me, you're truly, right? So they are not pro-Constitution, and so this is why I implore people to do. This is what I do when I talk to people in real life all the time who want to bring a Constitution. I challenge them directly on the people they support, the Republicans and the conservatives, where they stand on the Constitution. Bring up those things I just brought up right now, plus the Fourth Amendment, because the only amendment that conservatives agree on is the Second Amendment, right? Now, when you look into the Fourth Amendment, crickets. First Amendment, crickets. I'm gonna advertise that guy. That was a good point, wasn't it? I've been watching. I sent another tweet out. Like I said, I'm trying to use all my followers to help grow my platform. That's what we're gonna do. That's that strategy. So breaking down why Republicans are hypocrites on the Constitution. They only believe in the second, but they are hypocrites. I'll say they are blatantly against the First and Fourth Amendment. I explain here. Join. Well, I don't have to say join me. That sounds too thirsty, doesn't it? That's a little too thirsty for my liking. And once again, I haven't checked any breaking news since around noon. That's usually around time I start reading news. So if you guys see any stories that you want to share to me, feel free to do that. That would be awesome. So we can break that down. I'm enjoying the engagement and the people that are watching it so far. And the reason why, as I was saying earlier before, thank you for the donation, Ryan Mills. I appreciate that so much. Like Ryan Mills got $5. I appreciate that so much because even $5 help. Anything will help to help grow my platform. So as I pointed out before I get to the Fourth Amendment, the conservatives, they only care about the Second Amendment, the pro-gun amendment. Then, when it comes to the First Amendment, you have, there's a, James put a story in here. They're against BDS. They're completely silent on the issue of Julian Assange. They literally want to prosecute whistleblowers for holding our government accountable, which is literally the definition of the First Amendment. I mean, what conservatives always say? They always say that our Second Amendment is here, so we can fight against government tyranny. That's their argument. They're pro Second Amendment. I'm pro Second Amendment as well. I'm a leftist. Leftists are pro gun. So they support the Second Amendment because it helps them fight against government tyranny. But they don't support the First Amendment when you have Julian Assange who is exposing government tyranny. Someone please explain to me how that's supposed to connect. They're against BDS and they are against protesting. Donald Trump literally wanted to ban protesting. I think it was, I want to say North Carolina. I don't remember. Kyle Kulinski did a story on it, how there was a legislator who wanted to, they pretty much trying to push legislation to effectively ban protesting. They are blatantly anti-First Amendment. And then where is the conservative outrage regarding the Patriot Act? So once again, they only care about the First Amendment. They only care about the Second Amendment. But when it comes to the Fourth Amendment, they are dead silent. In fact, they are active fascists. They are actively fascists. Because I seen conservatives respond to the Breonna Taylor story, and she said, "Oh well, that's their fault for being suspicious." Like they will defend the cop for doing a no-knock warrant on Breonna Taylor and shooting her in her sleep. They support the Patriot Act. Like these people are openly authoritarian. Openly. Where's the outrage about why there was no cause for conservatives to have Trump pardon Julian Assange and Edward Snowden? Edward Snowden most particularly, because Edward Snowden exposed how the government is literally breaking our Fourth Amendment rights by spying on us. So conservatives always say, "Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me." But when the government quite literally treads on them, they are silent. They are silent. They are dead silent because Lord Trump is doing it. The most fucked up thing is that they could have attacked Obama on this. They were so busy attacking Barack Obama on stupid shit. They were like, "Oh, Barack Obama is a Kenyan Marxist, illegal immigrant who wasn't born in America. He's a secret communist who want to overthrow America and take our guns." The reason why Barack Obama had 2 terms because you got sucked at attacking him. Why wasn't there a right-wing massive attack on Barack Obama for his drone programs? For the fact that he was governing over this massive spy program. Like the thing is, they could be hypocrites about that. They could even be hypocrites about that. Like they could support Republicans that did it and then attack Barack Obama. That's their MO. That's what they usually do, right? They couldn't even do that. So I don't want to hear shit from conservatives. Hell, I couldn't even extend it to the Democratic Party about the Constitution because they are blatantly anti-First Amendment and anti-Fourth Amendment as well. Because they're like Democratic Party officials are against BDS as well. Democratic Party officials are against Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. So once again, when people ask me why I say the two parties they different, I'm not one of the people that's stupid enough to say that they're the same thing. They're different, but they represent the same form of evil, right? They both advocate for taking our First and Fourth Amendment rights. They both do corporate bailouts. They both wage endless wars. They both are willing to let us starve without COVID relief checks, right? So someone in the comment mentioned earlier, I saw it while I was ranting, but someone was like, Joe Biden already using right wing talking points saying it's a handout. And I tweeted this earlier today. I'm glad the tweet is going well. I said, literally, Joe Biden, when you hear him talk about COVID, and I've been paying attention, and I paid attention throughout the course of the campaign, he will say stuff like, we need to have mask mandates. We need to make sure we take testing seriously. We need to reopen schools. And throughout the entire process of him saying that, I'm like, how are they supposed to stop the COVID virus? Joe Biden. Hey, Social Sienna, glad to see you here. My good friend. So I'm like, how are these policies supposed to help the homeless crisis? How is this supposed to actually benefit the American people? He always saying platitudes and talking about masks. That's not an accident. He is literally like, go ahead, search his Twitter and search literally search for relief checks. Joe Biden never ever mentioned COVID relief checks. Now I want you guys to realize that is not an accident. That is not an accident. Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, the reason why they pushing masks so hard because they're doing austerity once again. They want people to think that the failure to contain the coronavirus is due to personal failure. So that's why they pushing out the COVID mandate, mask mandate. So they be like, okay, the reason why COVID is out of control, the reason why we're struggling is because the American people are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not wearing their mask. We wouldn't need masks if you pay people to stay home. Right? Am I right on that? We wouldn't even need a national mask mandate if you just paid people to stay at home. So what they're doing is they're trying to shift the burden from the government to us. So when COVID continued to go out of control under Joe Biden's administration, he's like, oh well, that's because the Republicans are not following our mask mandates. That they literally saying this up. You think I'm lying? Check out Joe Biden's Twitter feed. It like you gotta follow the small print of what they're saying, right? I still haven't finished reading that billionaire story. I'm gonna get right back to that. Also, I have another story on Israel Palestine I'm gonna get to. Like I'm like 45 minutes. I wasn't planning on doing a 3-hour stream again, but it looked like it because I be having my stories picked out. I'm like, man, it might be like a 15-minute, 20-minute story, and now 45 minutes in, I only did my first billionaire story. That because you guys always I love my chat. You guys keep me engaged, which is awesome. You guys want to see there you go. This is the oh shit. See, I haven't checked my Twitter in a while, but this shit blew up. Look at this. This is what I'm saying. This is my point I was making. Joe Biden spending all his time discussing these mask mandates instead of COVID-19 relief checks. That's not an accident. That's literally by design. That's literally by design. Frozen Raven said hi. That's my homie from the Vesty, I believe, right? From IGN. I miss y'all homies if y'all watching. I'm gonna advertise my stream right here. Why not? Breaking this down on stream. Join us. Boom. Because like Left Flanks is a great Twitter platform. Like I learned this from Left Flanks because Erica is a good Twitter friend of mine, and I love watching her show on Left Flanks. They always plug the shit on Twitter all the time. I'm like, man, I need to start doing that more. I literally haven't done that much. Let's see. Frozen Raven says hi. Oh, I think that's I wonder if that my homie from IGN I knew back in the day. That's one of my YouTube comments I'm talking about for you guys on Twitch. I need to be looking at multi-stream because I've been missing some of the YouTube comments. Hey, so I want to apologize for everyone on YouTube because I forgot I didn't have my YouTube comments on, so I was just now starting to see them. So I apologize for all the comments I didn't get to on YouTube so far. Eating some Burger King right now while watching the stream. Social Sienna was one of my earliest supporters, and I appreciate that so much. Oh yeah, since we got viewers now, I wanna announce my new project that we're doing here, right? And then we're gonna finish the billionaire story because I still haven't finished the story. I still haven't finished the story, guys. But my new thing I want to do is for people who are subscribed. I think they do tiers, right? Like I'm still learning Twitch. If you're subscribed to the highest tier level, I want to bring you on my show so you can discuss on camera with us. Maybe what 15, 20 minutes. I don't see no reason why I shouldn't have like someone like Socia Sienna and Sunday's early support like RV on, and so we can talk for like 20, 30 minutes. Because for people who watch on stream for a while, I haven't done it for the last 2 weeks, but I usually have progressive roundtables where I have a lot of my friends from Twitter. They will join us. We had the Black Rose Brigade. Check that out on my YouTube page. I love having other people like my job as a citizen journalist. The reason why I call myself a citizen journalist, because I think it's important for us to give the mic back to the people. So when you watch CNN, when you watch MSNBC, who do they have on their channel? They're like, okay, we got MSNBC analyst, some corporate lobbyist guy, some military industrial complex guy. We're gonna ask him how he feel about the state of the country. Oh, we got Jeff Bezos in the house. I don't watch corporate news, so I don't know exactly what put on. And they be like, oh, we got this guy, Jeff. He's a former CIA analysis person. I'm like, these are not ordinary people. He's like, how do you subscribe? I would love to be on your show. I'm still new to Twitch. Like, it's kind of weird because I'm a streamer, but I don't know shit about how Twitch works. But I think there's a button here that says subscribe, right? And I need to set up my tiers because I know you there have different tiers. And this is something I thought of this week, and I want to do this to help expand my my show. When I have you guys, I love having you guys in chat. So I actually want to take that to the next level and have you guys actually be on call. You know how like radio shows take calls? I would love to have my subscriber to be able to call in. You know what I mean? I got Discord where I stream on. I share my Discord link, and you guys can call in my show. You said I don't see it. I think that's my next project. It'll be fun to talk to you guys, and I think that's another good way to join my to grow my channel. To be quite frank, so let me see. Like, someone help this guy in the chat. He asking how he subscribe, and I'm actually like a streamer, but I never ever watched anyone else's Twitch, so I don't know how to do that shit myself. I think I subscribe to Left Flanks. Like, there's literally like a sub button next to the follow button, right? Okay, so RV said for Twitch, you got to click the profile, then the subscription, then follow the instructions. So that's our new game. So we just started today. Like it starts the stream. I might even invite someone on today. Why not? But I didn't plan to stream that long. I'm already an hour in. I did 3 hours yesterday, and I still got 3-4 stories to do. So I want to bring some of you guys on because I love your guys' comments. And I think that's a good way to have real interaction with you guys. So please follow, subscribe. I would love to have you guys on. And it's more than anything. I'm just trying to grow my channel. You know what I mean? Like I see these giant Twitch streamers. Help me catch up. I just started this fall, so let's do that. So you guys are sharing some great stories. Let me get into those, man. Damn, I keep ranting too much. Okay, that got showing how to subscribe. Someone posted a story about Israel Palestine. I saw it while I was talking from Jamrees. Because I actually have a story on Israel Palestine. Wait, what? So this is another killing that you pulled up. Oh, Jesus. The problem is that story is from the New York Times, and I cannot read it anymore because I reached the limit. I reached my limit. So I can't open that story, but you guys want to do the Palestine story now? You should start selling merch. Dude, I should. I told you guys, dude, I'm literally starting streaming this fall. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna figure it out. My friend was talking, I'm like, bro, I don't know what I should do. I don't know nothing. Like I'm a young boomer. Like I never used Twitch. My social media usage like was Facebook, Reddit. I haven't used that in a long time. I don't use Facebook. I stopped using Facebook in years, and Twitter. Like everyone know me on social as social anime on Twitter. I don't use like TikTok or Twitch. I literally just start using this because I've grown my platform on Twitter. I only had 500 followers on the last summer. Now I got 53,000. So I'm just trying to grow on Twitch, and I don't like doing like the shit that average streamers do, where they I didn't like never ask for support, and my channel wasn't growing, so that's why I just gotta ask for support a little bit more. So I appreciate you guys for following, subscribing. You can try this for the story. Jay Marie's. Like I'm at 700 followers. Like right now, my challenge is get 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I want to try and get to 1,000 followers by my birthday, which is January 30th. So autistic Palestinian shot by Israeli police. Oh my god. So this is not even a story that I wasn't even gonna run. But the Palestinian police, you guys know that the Palestinian police is actually. Before I get into the story, because let's do our Palestine story. Um, let me respond to a few of the comments because I like to respond to you guys. Um, then I'm gonna run my Israel Palestine story because the story. I really appreciate you sharing that, Jane Maurice. You are awesome, bro. You always share a lot of great stories in my chat. This actually correlates to my story, so I'm gonna implement that in my Palestine story. So let me see if I can see any comments that I missed, and then I'm gonna tweet out the fact that I'm doing the segment on Palestine, and then I get right into it. I'm just scrolling back for some of the comments. You guys have I see a lot of great. So this is back when I was talking about conservative. A lot of good discussion. Sorry I didn't read a lot of the comments on live because I think I got probably the most educated group of chats. Because when I swear to God, I watched other people's when I was just doing my Twitch research. Like I watched like Hassan the Hun and like a few other people on for like 15, 20 minutes just so I can like pick up what they do right. Left Flanks is the only person I really enjoy on Twitch, like legitimately. But I was just watching Twitch streamer just to see what I should do, right? I didn't know how I was gonna do this. Their chat is ridiculous. Their chat is so toxic. Their chat is so ridiculous. But my chat is full of people sharing information. So I love this community that we have here. Damn man, I'm so sorry I missed on the comments, guys. We follow each other. Can I message you? I can hook you up with a great illustrator. Okay. I need to look into start selling merch. Like I said, I never plan on being that social media guy, but I'm here, right? Why would not do that? January said, anytime, comrade, we in this together. Very important for us to know what's going on everywhere that the U.S. is interested in. That's why I want you guys to support my show because my criticism of some other media, they don't cover. I feel like they do clickbait. I made my tweet today. I'm gonna show you. I'll show you guys what I tweeted out earlier today. And I'm not calling people out because a lot of people I'm being referred to are people I like. I'm not gonna lie. But like a lot of people avoid talking about defund the police because they feel like it's unpopular. We should be debunking defund the police, and we should be doing it actively. We should be talking about the crimes of Israel Palestine because our goal as activists should be trying to shift public opinion. And I literally laid out on my live stream yesterday how we actually grown the support for defund police by plus 18 since the summer. The thing that everyone thought they were going to lose everybody, we actually increased the support and defund the police by plus 18. You had progressives that was concern trolling over the fact that this is not a good slogan. They're like, oh, we can't do that, not a good slogan. We'll never win. I want you guys to realize that we got that plus 18. We are gaining support for defund the police despite those people, these progressives, that was helping liberals by fear-mongering us. Right? This is what I tweeted out. And this is what you're not going to see on my show. Because I want left media to stop focusing on Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin. Why are people focused on what Dave Rubin and Ben Shapiro have to say? Why? They are the stream that is financed by the stream. I talk to people all the time who are conservatives, who are Republicans, who are reachable. I live in a red state. I was canvassing. Like, you can talk to conservatives and you can find middle ground. Giving Ben Shapiro and getting Dave Rubin a platform and just talking about them all the time for clicks, that does nothing for our community. That does not. I want to hear you guys put back on this because it's not a black and white issue why I say this. 100%. So I think like when people spend all the time going after Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin, instead of talking about the crimes of Israel Palestine, instead of talking about the crimes of our fascist police state, instead of debunking the talking points of defund the police, instead of propping those up, that's what will help our movement. Not paying attention to these people because the people that hardcore subscribe to Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin, they're you're not touching those. Like you may get a few people like Kyle. They always share. Every once in a while, you have someone like, oh, you turned me off Ben Shapiro. That's one person. You can talk to conservatives every day. You can canvass with conservatives. You talk to them in your everyday life, and you can flip way more people than that. Because I swear, I live in the red state. I feel like a lot of people that live in New York and California, they don't really understand that you can have you can reach a lot of the conservatives if you do it the right way. I did a breakdown video on my YouTube page about how I convert right wingers. So check that out. I don't want to do that segment again because I really want to get into Israel. Fuck it, why not? So, I mean, I got 3 hours, right? So I convert right wingers in a very, very simple way. Actually, let me tweet this out. I'm gonna tweet out my segment on how I convert right wingers, right? I'm gonna say breaking down how I convert right wingers. I'm not gonna say convert. I don't think that's the right word. I'm saying I'm breaking down how I convert, how I shift. What's the breakaway? I don't want to be too misleading because I do reach them, but you usually plant a seed when you're. It's very rare you talk to someone and they be like, "Oh, I did a complete 180." You plant seeds and you get them to concede on some issues. I had countless people who was against Medicare for all, and then I talk to them and they're like, "Oh shit, you're right." So when I say convert, they're not 100% accurate. You get them to concede. So So I'm gonna say breaking down how I convert right wingers and liberals to becoming anti-establishment. I don't think that's misleading to say because I think I do get a lot of people be anti-establishment, right? So I tweeted it out. So let me do this quick segment, breaking this down again. So I'm very open on what I label myself, and before I get into that, I want people to understand that I don't take labels too much at face value. I think people focus too much on labels. They focus on labels to the point where they rather you discuss the label than discussing the policy. I feel like there's some people who do that. I'm not one of those people. I want to read this comment from James. Rubin and Shapiro are same pawns on a lower level that Obama was used for. Rubin gets to take on the LGBT community. Shapiro gets to get away with wagging his fingers at Jewish community. Obama did the same thing, told a black man to pull the dude. That is a great comment, James. That's a great comment because the Democrat Party do the same thing they do. Like when they had Barack Obama tell black people to pull up their pants, when he wagged a finger at black fathers for not being there, that's the same thing. That's a great comment, man. And I tell people I'm literally a libertarian leftist. Like when I talk to hardcore right wingers, I don't use the term socialism a lot. I'm libertarian left. I'm not lying to them. I just don't want to turn them off. I don't even want to get to the explanation. I want them to agree with my policies first before I even bring up socialism. And then once I chip away at his ideology, once I get them to support Medicare for all, once I get them to support a Green New Deal or support a living wage, once I get them to support ending the wars, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a socialist. This is what socialism means. Got you. But don't bring it up first. Don't, for the love of God, you watch my guide. Please do not bring up the fact that you're a socialist first. Explain the policy, and then they will be open to socialism after realizing that they was wrong about socialism. So that's important first. So I explain to people that I'm libertarian left, and then especially if you find a hostile right winger, tell them straight up, I outflank you on all of your conservative values. I tell right wingers that all the time. Dude, you say I'm a socialist? You say I'm un-American? You say I'm un-American. I outflank you, bro. I am more pro-Constitution than you are. Remember the segment I just did, explaining, breaking down how Republicans are actually anti-Constitution? That applies to this conversation as well. So the same thing I laid out in my previous segment talking about the Constitution, I literally lay out to them how they anti-First Amendment, they anti-Fourth Amendment, the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, because I tweet out how this is how I convert Republicans and I convert Democrats I know to hate the establishment, right? So I'll bring up the fact that we literally have a government that's spying on us. I'll bring up the Patriot Act. And sometimes I don't remember all the provisions, so I will literally Google the Patriot Act and I will read all the shit that's responsible for that, right? I'll literally tell them that as a result of the Patriot Act and then the Fourth Amendment, you literally create a government that's treading on us. So I outflank you on your don't tread on me. I also outflank you on family values. Conservatives are like, oh, family values this. We all believe in family values. That's if you vote for Republican, you vote for family values. Now let me propose this question for you guys. What's more family values than Medicare for all? 68,000 people die each year due to not having health care. Your grandpa don't have health care. Well, anyone in your family don't have health care. Having Medicare for all, where you can take care of your family, make sure everyone in your family. I got a big family. My father is the second oldest of 12. So we can't loan everyone in your family out on your personal finances. So there's nothing that's more pro-family than Medicare for all because you provide your family with health care. What's more pro-family than a living wage that's tied to inflation? So you guys are talking about pro-family this, pro-family that. But there's nothing more pro-family than ensuring that a family has enough to feed themselves. What's more pro-family than a 4-day work week? So remember, James brought up a great comment where Barack Obama and a lot of right-wingers, they'll fearmonger about black fathers. You know why a lot of black fathers wasn't around that I knew in my black community I grew up? Because they was working 50 to 60 hours a week, 2 jobs. They literally are working to death. The people I know, like they work factory jobs, they got a second job. My mom had to take a Walmart job on top of her accounting job to take care of us. So if you want black fathers to be there for their family, shouldn't you support at least limiting it to 40 hours a week? I say we should have 4-hour work week. I think we should have 4-day work week, 32 hours. That's my position. I don't want to get into it too far into it. I still got a few stories I want to break down. That's just one of many. Like civil liberties. You guys say you for small government, but you believe the government should be able to tell you whether you should smoke a plant or not? Are you kidding me? You like conservatives and Democrats, like they pretend they're different, but they're not different on this issue, right? You guys say you for small government, you want to tread on me, but you want the government to tread on people who disagree with you. You understand? I literally explain this stuff to these conservatives and these Republicans, right? And anyone who is a good faith actor, like there's a 30%. I went over this in my stream. Whenever you look at polling, there's always this 30% that will oppose all good policy, no matter what. Those are the people that we have to defeat, not try to recruit. It's too many leftists are so focused on recruiting that ungettable. So, for example, the new exit polls show that 72% of Americans support Medicare for all. That's 30% who don't. Like, if you go down policy, there will always be that 30% in this country. That 30% is not the people we should be trying to recruit by trying to go after them, by going after Ben. That's my original point, remember? That's why I get mad when progressives always bring up Ben Shapiro and bring up Charlie Kirk, Dave Rubin, all those people. Because that does you trying to shave off a 30% that's not going to help us at the end of the day. You spend all your time. Oh shit, Bree is trending on Twitter. Is that Brianna Joy? Why is Bree trending on Twitter? Oh no, that's another Bree. I thought Brianna Joy Gray was trending. Usually, whenever she trends on Twitter, that's because the liberals are going after her. But so you guys are focused on your left wing channels attacking Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin to get this 30% that is not that you may shave 0.001% off that instead of engaging with these people that in good faith who'll be like, oh damn, you're right. Shit, that is Medicare for all is family values. Having a 4-day work week so your father can actually be there. And this is another thing, not just the father being there. And that's why I'm a strong advocate of the 4-day work week. Right? Another reason why I'm a strong advocate of the 4-day work week is because if you're working 55 to 60 hours a day, a week, which I used to sell cars, so I used to work 60 hours a week. I don't have kids though. So I'll have a long day. I'm like, fuck, I ain't doing shit when I get home. Imagine if you're a father, and selling cars is not hard labor, not anywhere near. Imagine if you are a black father, or any father, for example, and you work 55 to 60 hours of hard labor every week. Do you really believe that father is going to come home and be an effective parent? Do you believe that father is going to come home and have the energy to properly take care of their child? Do you think he will have the energy to take his son out and play catch with him? Do you think he will be there to avoid, like him working 55, 60 hours a week? Then he got to go home and sleep. Do you think he will be there to stop his kids from getting into drugs and gangs? No. So, in what universe is this capitalist system you are propping up pro-family values? I've been writing on this, 10 minutes now? I literally just covered 2 ways I convert Republicans and right-wingers. That is 2 ways. Attack them on small government. Attack them on family values. You can go down the list. You can go a lot more. I'll end it right there. Because based on, I'm not talking about 30%. The 30% that will vote against everything. The Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin watchers. I'm talking about the people you will meet if you're canvassing. I canvass in multiple states. All of them red states. I canvass in Missouri. I think Iowa's like a swing state. Something like that, right? South Carolina is a solid red state. Ran into a lot of Trumpers down there. So I think the thing is, a lot of these bread tubers, they never put the work in. They never actually canvass. Like I became a streamer after I got my following, because I got my following when I was canvassing and actually putting the work in for Bernie Sanders. So I knocked on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I don't want to say thousands. It's well over 1,000, but not thousands, but it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of doors. So I know how people are. And when I grow, and once COVID in, as a citizen journalist, I don't want to be just a guy who's making these streams and just on YouTube. I want to do kind of shit that Status Quo is doing. I want to be literally interviewing people on the front lines. I want to be interviewing workers. And I talked about this on my stream the other day. If I run for Congress, my channel is going to be something no one ever seen before. I'm going to run a campaign no one ever seen before. Because I will literally take my Twitch and my YouTube, and I will use that to interview my constituents. This kind of stuff I'm going to do with my platform. Right? Instead of talking about Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin all fucking day. Cori Bush is now the deputy whip of the Progressive Caucus. What? What? That's crazy. Oh, man, I don't know why they not let me open that Chrome. I need take this. I got this Twitter app on here. I need to uninstall it. It literally does nothing for me. I gotta install this so I can pull that tweet you shared. Cori Bush is now the deputy whip. There you go. What is that? Wow. I'm honored to have been appointed by Chair Pramila Jayapal to serve as deputy whip of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. To the people of St. Louis, my seat at the table is your seat, and in representing your community, I will fight for a better, more just America. Nice. Very, very nice. I said it before, and Cori Bush, out of all the politicians, is the politician who represents me the most. And someone said, will you take a look at the graphs I sent you on Twitter? Yeah, sure. Like I said, I'm all about interaction. That's from Boss Annabelle on YouTube. So this is amazing to see this because um this her story is kind of what I'm doing in Kansas City. She took out a 50-year political dynasty, took out the Black Congressional Caucus. I would love to be able to do that in Kansas City. Deputy Whip of the there we go. So I'm very happy to see Cori Bush growing her influence. The thing is, the only reason I'm like hesitant or being too hyped, and maybe Cori Bush and the new elected officials can help change this, but the Progressive Caucus is literally worthless. Like Progressive have been trying to. I'm trying to. What's his name? I don't remember. Let me check. Leader. I'm blanking on his name. But we've been trying to get them to put Medicare for all to the floor vote. Man, why can't I remember his name? I suck at names. Oh, Mark Pocan. Mark Pocan. Like Mark Pocan is one of the leaders of the Progressive Caucus, but we can't even get him to put Medicare for all for a floor vote. And a lot of those progressives are that in the Progressive Caucus are not really progressive. So I'm very happy to see this because I love to see someone who's actually about that life in that caucus. But the Progressive Caucus, don't get twisted, is mostly useless. Let's see. Now, I think I discussed how to convert right wingers enough, right? I think I went through that enough. Let's get caught up on some comments. I'm behind on a lot of the comments. Let's do that. I'm gonna ask my followers to ask me anything. I'm gonna say covering stories live as my comrades share them. Ask me anything or share stories you want me to cover. So I think, man, I still didn't get to those few stories out of run. Maybe I should just make my stories shorter. You know how like Cal and Jimmy Dore, they do like 15, 20 minutes per story. My stories are too damn long. I need to tweet it down. Trending on Twitter, you can find articles super quick. Facebook might have to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. Whoa, what that mean? That's big news, isn't it? Like I said, I don't know a lot about social media. Let's go through that story together, right? Let's go through that story together. Because once again, I love doing breaking news with you guys. I'm trying to see if I can find it trending on Twitter. Um, there we go. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. Let's see. You say it trend on Twitter. I'm trying to see. I want to see what's going on with this Facebook stuff. I don't need I actually don't need use this. I'm gonna just type Facebook here. I didn't want to go to my Facebook. Damn it. My Facebook I literally never logged on to. You said LC tweeted out? Oh Jesus. Let's go to AOC Twitter then, so we can read this. Because I'm assuming that's giant news, right? There's definitely giant news, the whole Facebook thing. There we go. This is what AOC tweeted out. Oh shit. Okay, that gives me a lot more context. So the Federal Trade Commission, let me pull it up so you guys can see it. I see it. Wow. So this is the original tweet AOC responded to. Breaking the Federal Trade Commission and 48 states seek to break up Facebook. Wow. Okay, so let me rephrase how I tweet that out. I'm gonna just say I'm breaking down this Facebook story because I have a few other stories. I definitely want to do the Israel Palestine story before I log off. Definitely want to do that one. So I'm gonna tweet out discussing Facebook being potentially broken up. All right, there we go. So let's dive into the story. So cause they got the the sheets here and everything. Let's see what the chat says here. And IMV said, guess what CNN talking about? Hunter Biden says U.S. attorney is investing his taxes. So so CNN, they never have anything substance to say. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any stories here. So the Federal Trade Commission and 48 states seek to break up Facebook as they accuse the tech giant of becoming a social media monopoly. Dude, hey, I'm glad that you guys are doing this, Federal Trade Commission. But do you know how many monopolies that we have? Our society is ran by a monopoly. Amazon, big tech. We supposed to break up this shit. Like we supposed to break up Comcast, like Fresh Cow brought up. But they don't do it. So that's why when I saw this story, it actually was really shocking because the Federal Trade Commission is a corporate. It's filled with corporate piece of shit, pretty much. Because they don't break up none of these people. They don't break up anyone that like they should. Let's see what they actually had to say here. I can't really zoom in that much. The nature of the case: Facebook, the world's dominant online social media network. More than 3 billion people regularly use Facebook. Facebook had maintained its monopoly position by buying up companies that present competitive threats. So let me read that again. Facebook has maintained its monopoly position by buying up companies that present competitive threats. Hey, chat, do you know who else does that? That's commonplace in American capitalism. Why? Don't get me wrong. I'm very, 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 very happy they're doing this now. But why the fuck aren't we breaking up Amazon? Why aren't we breaking up Google? Why are we not breaking up Comcast? Why? That's the same shit. Like they literally destroy small local businesses, and any small local businesses that start to do well, they buy them out. AT&T, Verizon, look, like there's so many people that are guilty of this, and that's like I'm not. You guys know how I am. My reaction to reading these kind of stories is like, oh, thank God, government, you did a good job. I read everything in a critical nature. And that's what I implore you guys to do as well. Look at everything critically. So instead of just blindly praising the government for doing this, my question now is, why haven't you done this more often? But I'm an asshole. Facebook holds monopoly power in the market for personal social media services. So yeah, they pretty much just calling out as a monopoly. Like we have so many monopolies right now. Why? I don't understand why this is. I'm glad they're doing this. Let me just say that. I'm just saying I'm glad they're doing it. Because right now they're just explaining why it's good to have monopolies. I mean, why it's good to break up monopolies for right wingers who may complain. But even this is the thing. Even if you're a capitalist, even if you are a hardcore capitalist, you should be for breaking up monopolies because that's what's supposed to be a tenet of capitalism. You're supposed to have competition. Like even if I take what you guys say at face value, you all should be for this. You all should be all for breaking up Comcast, breaking up Amazon, breaking up Walmart. You guys should be for this stuff because that goes against the tenets of capitalism, where you're supposed to promote competition. They don't do that. I want them to do that more. I think they should do that more. So this, what AOC had to say. She said it's good. Facebook is a completely out of control monopoly, one that abuses market powers to squash competition. I don't like her saying that. Manipulate democracies and crush journalism. Thank you. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. I don't like her saying that. This seemed like kind of like Russiagate nonsense. Facebook, and this is my hard take of the day. Don't get me wrong. I am for breaking up Facebook. But this whole thing that we got to regulate social media companies because they may prevent false information. AKA, you are talking about CNN and you talking about MSNBC and the New York Times as well. You understand that, right? You understand, like they get mad at Facebook because people are able to share fake news. Meanwhile, MSNBC and CNN literally share fake news. Maybe she means with misinformation. Yeah, I will agree with her on that on principle. Well, the thing is, like, how do you, who do you, like, who are the people who say it's misinformation? Because when you see CNN and MSNBC push blatantly false pro-war propaganda, do they get their Facebook page taken down? Do they lose their Twitter? Do they get broken up? Once again, you understand my position. You understand my position. I'm against all these monopolies. I want all these people to be broken up. I don't want to go. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to go hard on AOC for saying that. I just don't like the fact that she did say that because I think we on the same page. I think if you ask AOC if we should break up Comcast, Amazon, I think she will agree. So I don't want to go hard at that. I just don't like it, and I wish she would stop saying that because this is another way for them just to engage in Russiagate, and this is another way for them to stifle independent journalists. Because, so for example, if you are on Facebook, on your Twitter, and you're an independent journalist, a citizen journalist, as I like to call it, and you if you report on war, and then you report that the Syrian gas attack didn't happen, which was a conspiracy theory at the time that's been proven true, they can say that you're pushing misinformation. And you need to have your shit pulled. So who the arbiter of the truth there? That's the scary part. Who the arbiter of the truth? That's the double standard. I just want to get out of the way right there. So Facebook, my argument is Facebook is not hurting democracies. It's our partisan politics. It's our corporate news media that misleading people. So I always think that was a hot take, but I never agree with that. So anyway, I think, man, I want to do that Palestine Israel. I want to do that Israel Palestine story. So I think we can end on this one, and once we get more information, I can do a more breakdown, more comprehensive breakdown on this. Let me see if I can just search Facebook on Twitter and see what I find. See, Hunter Biden is trending right now, but I cannot give a single fuck. See, Facebook could be forced to sell WhatsApp and Instagram. Unfortunate. So I still want to do this Israel Palestine story. What I'm gonna do? Let's see, because I really want. Let's read this. We can go through this here. So cut the mic. The case. They will cut the mic. Said the case that should be getting pressed is the SCOTUS case. This term that will allow police to enter homes without a warrant if in hot pursuit of a misdemeanor. Wow. Hold up. What is that? I didn't see that. See, that's why I love my chat. You guys are breaking stories to me. How do you find that story? I gotta check into that SCOTUS case. It will allow police to enter homes without a warrant? What? That's crazy. Dude, we losing our civil liberties every single day. No one is writing about it. Okay, so you know what I'll do. You know how I am. Cut the mic. Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna look into that. I'm covering the stories that people don't want to cover, and that's one I'm gonna cover. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you, Kazan, the kid. He said he had to leave. Thank you for watching. Everyone who watched so far, thank you. I'm thinking about. I almost want to take a break and come back because I got actually I didn't like I said I wasn't planning on doing 3 hours again. So let's go through some comics and I'll be right back. Actually, I can be. I don't have to be gone that long. Let me grab this salad. I'm gonna grab a salad. It shouldn't take too long. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Thank you, Social Sienna. If you want to catch me extra, I'll be here at 4 p.m. Eastern. Like I'm at an hour and a half in. Um, fuck, I didn't even get to the Palestine story. Actually, let's do the Palestine story real quick. Let's do the Palestine story real quick, and then I'll cut it for now. I might be back later tonight if I can keep the house quiet. So let's run through this Israel Palestine story real quick. Oh, let me find it. So one of the reasons why I argue, like I make this point all the time, I don't say that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are the same. I think that's painting way too broad of a brush. But they do operate among the same evil systems and they promote the same form of evil. So they are super loyal to Israel, which is an apartheid state, which have been unapologetically committing human rights violations for the last few decades actually. Tell me what the fuck what happened to that story at? And now I want you guys to realize that my harsh opposition to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is also due to their support of Israel and the support of this apartheid state. They have the same position that a lot of Republicans do on this issue. The Israelis and the Israeli soldiers, they made a habit out shooting and killing. Like someone shared this story. Let me pull this one up right now because this was in June, but this new story happened. Oh man, did I lose my capture? That's how I know it's about time to call it. Let me fix this. Properties. Cause that's a story where like the other guy getting killed. Damn it, OBS gave me hell. It's about time to call it then, huh? All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. My OBS is glitching. So, oh, there it is. Finally, I don't know why it was glitching. So this is a story someone shared with me earlier today. The Israeli police, they are war criminals. They literally kill people. There are videos of them sniping people long distance with them doing nothing. I've seen a horrifying video doing that. They shot. There's another innocent guy that they killed. Halad 32 was killed on Saturday. They suspected he was carrying a weapon, and they opened fire when he fell to the bay. Blah blah. So yeah, they just use very offensive. This isn't the story that I read. I want to find a story that but there's just another example of the Israeli police just doing whatever they want. And we give Israel a ton of money. They essentially sponsoring this apartheid state. Let me find the story I want to read. Damn, I thought I bookmarked it. Yes, I did not. Give me 1 second, guys. Israel. There we go. This is what I really want to share. Cause this came out, like people are protesting this, like, and the headline of the story was them saying, "Oh, they're gonna investigate. They're gonna investigate. Like the Israeli military will investigate allegations." Let me get my face out of the way here. So it said the Israeli military will investigate allegation as forces shot dead a Palestinian a child. They shot a 13-year-old kid. And I want you to realize, I'm breaking this whole thing down, because I want you to realize that this is propaganda. Because anytime there's an innocent civilian killed in Palestine, that the Israel military murder, they always do these investigations. And then they always find themselves to not be in the wrong. They always find themselves not being wrong. So this is in itself propaganda. The reason why it's propaganda, because they want the reader to think that Israel is regretful of this action. Israel is not regretful of this action at all. Because Israelis, And there's plenty of evidence and tape of Israeli soldiers talking about this, and Israeli citizens and the government as a whole. They don't see Palestinians as people. So Ali was 13, and he got shot in the abdomen. And this is what the military say. This is what they say all the time. Every single time they kill a civilian, they say there was violent riots, and there are people that have been throwing stones, people that throw rocks. Even if I take that at face value, how is someone throwing a rock enough to shoot a 13-year-old child? You know how I know that rock wasn't dangerous? How can you, like, I understand if it's a giant boulder and you throw a boulder at somebody, that could be harmful. But you're not telling me a 13-year-old child can throw a rock that can harm an Israeli officer. And another funny thing is, oh yeah, Simple Average Person on Twitter just said it. He said they claim these violent riots, but do they have any videos? Nope. And I was literally just about to say, it's funny how we see body bags of Palestinians who are shot dead, but when was the last time you seen an injured Israeli soldier because of rocks and stones? When was the last time you seen that? Yep, and the crazy thing in this country is that politicians intentionally make bad faith arguments if you criticize Israeli policies. That's what Fresh Cow said. That's a great point. And the Democrat Party is just as responsible for this. Anyone who criticized the Democrats, like the Democrat Party, they smeared Ilhan as an anti-Semite. They smeared Rashida Tlaib as an anti-Semite for being sympathetic toward BDS in Israel. So once again, I don't like when people say the Republican Party and the Democrat Party the same thing, but they represent the same kind of evil, right? And I want you guys to realize that Kamala Harris wasn't chosen as vice president on accident. It wasn't like, oh, I guess we did our vetting of people and just so happened to be Kamala Harris. That is not what happened. Kamala Harris got her position because she is an extremist on AIPAC. Look at this. I'm not even sure this is the video I was even looking for. But she gave a ton of speeches. Hey, how you doing, Meg? How you doing? Glad you joined. I'm going to try to do a night stream, guys. I really do. I really need to do a night stream because I think I can get more of you guys people available at night. Looks like me do that. So, check this out. This is our vice president, aka the person who actually will be in charge during Joe Biden's administration.
I believe that when any organization delegitimizes Israel, we must stand up and speak out for Israel to be treated equally. And that is why the first resolution I co-sponsored as a United States Senator was to combat anti-Israel bias at the United Nations and reaffirm that the United States seeks a just, secure, and sustainable.
I want you guys to realize what that means. They hoping that you don't realize what that means. UN Israeli bias is code for them being upset because the UN wants to hold them responsible for war crimes against the Palestinian people. Kamala Harris is mad that the UN wants Israel to be held accountable for war crimes. And this is something else I want you guys to understand. The UN is weak on Israel because of the pressure of the U.S. government. So the pressure of the U.S. government make the UN weak on Israel. So even the small, tepid actions that the UN does, the United States fight against. And that is what Kamala Harris is complaining about. This will be the vice president of the commander-in-chief. And you guys wonder why I didn't vote for them? This is why. That story I just read about a 13-year-old child being shot by Palestine soldiers. Kamala Harris would criticize the UN for criticizing them for that. And the funny thing is, this is not even a video I had in mind that I wanted to show you guys. This is I'm seeing this now, right? I was looking for another speech she gave at APAC. Like you guys, that's not even the one I was looking for. Let's see if I'm finding one. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. The one Greenwald shared, and then let's watch this one. Then we're gonna be wrapping up pretty shortly. But look at this.
Be rock solid. In the midst of uncertainty and turmoil, America's support for Israel's security must be rock solid.
Israel security, the right to kill Palestinians on their land. That's what she's talking about.
And as Iran continues to launch ballistic missiles, while it arms and funds its terrorist proxy Hezbollah.
I'm gonna try to make it through this whole video, guys, but I cannot emphasize enough the amount of propaganda that she fed an insane amount of propaganda in only 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, like she already doing anti-Iran fear mongering, pretend that they're like some large sport of terrorism, even though our close ally Saudi Arabia is the largest sport of terrorism. Even though Israel is one of the worst apartheid states, even though they killing children. Excuse me. But you talking about Iran? Let's see if I can finish this.
We must stand with Israel.
We already do. We already gave them so much money.
As Hamas maintains its control of Gaza and fires rockets across Israel.
Hamas maintains its control. You mean the Gaza blockade?
Southern border. We must stand with Israel.
While they kill kids.
And as ISIS and civil war in Syria destabilize the region, displacing millions and threatening shared security interests.
Because our foreign policy.
We must support all those affected by ongoing violence and terror, and we must stand with Israel.
How many? Wonder if she get paid more she say that. Stand with Israel.
Our defense relationship is critical to both nations, which is why I support the.
How does giving Israel all this money? Giving Israel all this money has not increased my quality of life at all. I'm gonna ask you guys. I asked the chat. Giving Israel, has that increased? Is giving Israel billions of dollars of aid each year? How has that affect your life? Has it made your quality of life better? We all know the answer to that.
The United States' commitment to provide Israel with $38 billion in military assistance over the next decade.
$38 billion. That you can end homelessness with the amount of money that we send to Israel. You realize that, right? Israel is a country that offers free college. It's a country that offers free healthcare. We can't offer free college and we can't offer free healthcare for our own people. But we are giving billions of dollars to Israel, who are committing war crimes. But we can't take care of our people. And people ask me why I didn't vote for her. Are you serious? This clip, I haven't even finished it yet. This shit made my skin crawl. And you got a lot of progressives, and this is something I noticed. There's like two different kind of progressives. There's obviously my kind of leftists who actually pay attention to foreign policy, who gives a fuck. The people who care about foreign policy, the people who cover foreign policy, Kyle Kulinski, Jimmy Dore, myself, Nico House, Chris Hedges, Richard Hammers, I think I'm saying his name wrong. But if you look at all the people who focus on foreign policy, we are the people who was anti-Biden. We were the people who were anti-Kamala Harris. Because we see this shit, and we like, how you guys say this is lesser of two evil? It's the progressives. You notice the progressives who don't talk about foreign policy, the progressives who don't talk about Israel-Palestine, or they're weak on Israel-Palestine, the progressives who talk about Venezuela, who never talk about Venezuela, the progressives who never talk about or ramping up the new nuclear war with Russia. Those are the progressives who are selling you the idea that you had to vote for Joe Biden. The progressives who never talk about the bankruptcy bill. Let me finish this clip. I don't want to go on too long on tangent. But you guys see what I'm saying? The people who never talk about foreign policy was the people who were most gun-ho on supporting Joe Biden. And that is not a coincidence.
It is why I support full funding for Israel, including for the Arrow, David Sling, and the Iron Dome missile defense systems.
So we paying for their fucking weapon systems to have an apartheid state against the Palestinian people. Hope you guys understand that what she's saying. We are going to finance weapons so you can slaughter Palestinian people. Yet people wonder why I didn't vote for her.
And that's why I am fully committing to maintaining Israel's qualitative military edge.
Their edge to kill civilians, kill children. This is who our government is, guys. This is who Joe Biden is. This is who they are. This is your lesser of two evil. The same people that are gonna continue killing children. That's your lesser of two evils. I know what I'm doing. I'm asleep at night because I didn't vote for him. If I voted for Joe Biden, I would literally be in a deep, deep depression. Especially considering looking at his cabinet now. Looking at his cabinet is full of warmongers. His defense secretary and secretary of state literally work for the weapon manufacturers. They literally push every single U.S. conflict in the last generation. These are your lesser two evils? Once again, notice that the people who do not focus on foreign policy are the people who are selling the idea that Joe Biden was the one we had to vote for. And that's why you should follow this channel. That's why you subscribe to us, because I'm not shy about talking about the apartheid state of Israel. And I'm not shy to talk about Iran. I had an Iran story saved. I didn't get to yesterday. With that said, I'm about 2 hours in. I can end it on that story. Let me get to some of these comments. I'm gonna read some comments, then I'm gonna get out of here because I missed most of that. Is Iran good or bad? There's no such thing as a good or bad country. Like Iran, they're responsible for a lot of human rights violations the same way the U.S. is responsible for human rights violations. It's literally just that simple. Social Science, I'm so happy I voted green. Thank God. We are part of the 2%. There's only 2% of the American people that voted against a rapist. There's only 2% of the American people voted for a war criminal. And I am happy to consider myself among those people, among that small group. Let's see. I'm just covering the last few of these comments before I get off here. Thank you for the follow, Jimbo. Expect more. I'm at like tomorrow. I'm gonna do a bigger breakdown of this Israel story. And you to see more stories of me talking about Israel, Palestine, Venezuela, Bolivia. You're gonna see me do more. I want to get more into coverage in Africa. I'm gonna be doing that a little bit more often. But yeah, that's kind of stuff you can expect on my channel. I've always been super interested in foreign policy. I'm a nerd. I can't even comment on Israel Palestine or just start raging. That's what Tuda Lee said. You had the hardest name to say ever. To the B. Okay, that's easier. To the B. I got it. Kamala is a warmonger, IMV said. Yeah, and James Marie said while playing the Kamala video, he said that's literally the exact same thing the police always says. Because you know the we train Israeli police. I think we train the Israeli police. So that was exactly what you expect. So anyway, I think I'll call it there, guys. Almost 2 hours in. I didn't plan on going that long again, but expect 2-3 hours. I did 3 hours yesterday, so I cut out 2 hours today. And you never know, I might drop if I can get a quiet night in here. You guys gotta realize, like, when I stream at night, you can't expect like a lot of lighting. It's gonna be a little tough. I'm gonna try to invest into like some like wall lights so I can stream at night. If my brother like ever go like he can't go out partying because he got COVID, but if he's not here, if my friend's not here, my sister doesn't drop by, and if it's quiet in my house, you never know. I might drop by and do a night stream because I think that's the next step to grow my channel. But otherwise, you can catch me here every day, Monday through Friday. 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm trying to break down the stories I see throughout the day, and I like to read stories and comments from people, my comrades in the comment section. I think I got a very educated comment section. A lot of you guys are starting to recognize my name, and I love your guys' comments. So please check me out Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Right now, and follow, subscribe. Once again, I got my information here as well. Twitch kind of rips us off, so. Any donation, small donation by PayPal and Patreon will be appreciated. Anyway, Meg just said get a circle line and put it behind her camera. Yeah, okay, yeah, I do that. I gotta look into that. Like I said, I'm not into producing videos that often. But anyway, this is Nick, the Progressive Martial Artist. I'm signing out.